Hey, what's up, everybody? We are set to go. Ladies and gentlemen, people around the world, welcome to the Weekly Beer Show. I'm your host, Travel Man Dan, and today's episode is going to be awesome. Hey, as we bring it in, go Buffalo, baby. We squish the fish, baby. Yeah, we won this one. I am so pumped up and excited for today's show, guys. Let me tell you a little bit about this channel, this show. If you hopped on here, what we do here, this is the Weekly Beer Show. And today we got a fun and awesome show. What do? We go ahead and review beers. That's right. I'm going to go ahead and drink two. That's right. Tonight we're doing two delicious beers on the show. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to tell you what I think about while they taste, what they look like, how much they cost, and I'll go ahead and round everything out. But during the show, we got some fun stuff like what would you rather? I'm going to bring up some good news. I'm going to go ahead and do some show and tell. And we're going to do what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to today? Sorry, it is a full show. I'm so excited. The Bills just kicked out the Miami Dolphins from the playoffs. That's always a good feeling. A win is a win is a win. We had some shaky moments in there, but like I said, a win is a win is a win. We're moving on. And two, it's a division opponent that I hate. Can't stand Miami. Never liked them one bit. Probably my worst rival, even more than New England. Just happy to kick the shit out of them and see them go home. Mike, what's up, cousin Mike? Yes, I'll get right into it. This is today's show and tell. Check it out. Today's show and tell is this nice Bills hat from. It's actually a gift. Hey, congrats on the win. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Damien. Good to see you here. This hat was a Christmas gift for my coworkers. They pulled together. I'm no stranger that I'm a diehard Buffalo Bills fan. And, well, this is the hat they gave me for a nice sunny California. This isn't the hat I was wearing today, but I thought I would sport it for the show for fun. It's got a nice aesthetic look to it. There's my cousin Jamie, and I got to say, boo. Fins suck, whatever you want to call it. Who cares about Miami? Really, we're Buffalo Bills fans here. Nobody gives a shit about Miami. They're done. See you later. Wait. You need to change clothes. No, thank you. This is it, baby. This is it, Stewart. I know you're probably a 49ers fan, but like I said to my cousin Jamie, who's a Dolphins downer, we are a Buffalo Bills channel. Hey. I don't know if I should show that we didn't play well. No, you didn't. You guys suck, and you're out, and I love it. Go Buffalo! Yeah! I never understood why people from their hometown like anybody other than their team. I'll never understand that. The Buffalo Bills are the pride and joy of the city of Buffalo, and we're looking good. Although we did have some moments in there. I would say to anybody listening or who even cares is like, look, when you win a game, it's like Bills fans are so down about winning. Yeah, we looked a little sloppy and there were some shaky moments in there, but it was a divisional opponent. This is the third time that we faced Miami. Yes, we'll take it. That's a good way to say it right there, Ralphie. My sister is the shame of the family. It just sucks. And you can throw in her son for being a Bengals fan too. What the hell happened, cousin Mike? Ralph, yeah, it's exactly it. I was stressed. Here's the thing. When you play a divisional opponent, this is the third time that you play them. They have the playbook on you. They can make adjustments. They can make on-field adjustments after half. At the end of the day, Miami's really talented, but they're talented in a few spots. The quarterback played better than a lot of people anticipated. But at the end of the day, the Bills are talented all over. It's a tough read sometimes. Listen, leave it to the professionals. We'll do the fan. You know what I mean? Like, you're not the coach. Most of the people out here really never played an NFL snap in their life. I'm just really excited. I'm really happy that the Bills win. We get to play another week, and I'll take it for that. Chris, hey, and don't forget this oldie but goodie. All right, Buffalo Sabres are on a win streak. Look at this. Hey, Geraldine's even in the house. All right, welcome to the show. We thought we'd have a big opening with the Bills game just finishing up a few hours ago. I'm still on cloud nine. I'm pumped up. Family's pumped up. Family is out here. Hey, Julie, welcome. Thank you. Family's out here. Bills are victorious. Let's get on with the show. Today's beer, the first beer, things are going to get a little messy with this one. And what I mean by that is like we're not going to spray it all over, although we should. We'll wait for February 12th in the champagne. But today's beer is a heavy duty. It's a slobber knocker. It is brought to us from one of the best breweries, if not the best brewery all over the world. This brewery is touted as one of the premier places. It is oftentimes referred to as like the Mecca of beer. It is on the East Coast. Aaron, yes, welcome. Hey, welcome. This beer comes from us from Massachusetts, from Trillium Brewing, okay? And it is called Plane Over Car, Over Train, Over Boat. Okay, check it out, guys. That's today's beer. You can't really see with the white. It's got the white label. We had to make a set adjustment here with the light, but, keeping on par with the Trillium. Look, if we look over here, where's the other Trillium that we had? I forget where it is. It's up there somewhere, but we have done a Trillium beer before. It was sensational. I bet you this one is going to be good. Mike says, oh, man, Quad IPA. See, right there. Cousin Mike knows what I'm talking about. This is a quadruple. And if you don't know what that means, it means the 4 times IPA. It means good night because, well, this is a 12% beer, okay? So a very, very strong beer, a very pungent taste I'm foreseeing. This is an IPA. I really like the taste of an IPA. I really like the piney notes. I like the bitterness of it. And this one is a quadruple. So a lot of people are into the DIPAs, the DIPAs, double IPAs is what it stands for. This would be a quadruple. And it is pretty well known. Like I said, it's got a funny name, Plane Over Car, Over Train, Over Boats, okay? But it is from Trillium Brewing in Massachusetts. And what do we do here on the show? We're going to go ahead and crack it and sniff it and taste it. So let's go ahead and crack this sucker open. All right. First smell of the quadruple IPA. It should be pungent. Oh, no, man. I expected to see like a grouse come flying out of the pine trees. Super piney, very strong, prominent taste of like a bitter, hoppy flavor. Definitely on par with its title, the Quadruple IPA. Let's go ahead. We cracked it. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. Look at this fancy stem glass we're going to be drinking out of. This comes from my good friend and co-host Nate Messick. All right, Richard, yo, Rick, what's up, man? What's going on, Ricky D? Happy Bills win, I guess. Hey. Got the Squish the Fish sticker right here. Love my Buffalo Bills crew here in Los Angeles. Shouts out to Maria. Shouts out to Don and Jim for watching the game today. But here we go. Let's go ahead and pour this plane over car, over train, over boat. Oh, wow. Look at this thing. Oh, my gosh. Is this thing thick? I am going to be smashed. Oh, my. Just super thick. All right. Almost looks like a hazy. It's just, it looks like a maize cran. Okay, you can't even see anything through it. It actually looks like a fruit drink. This is not papaya. This is a quadruple IPA from Trillium Brewing, and it's called Plane Over Car, Over Train, Over Boat. I wish I could show you, but I got my lights just bursting over there. But let's go ahead. Cheers, everyone, to the Bills' victory. Let's go ahead and try this one out. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Hearty. Very hearty. Okay. It's got a sweetness to it that I like. It doesn't have as much IPA flavoring as I thought it would be. It's very sweet. It's very thick and mealy almost, okay? Reminds me of a creamsicle. Absolutely. Looks delicious. Trillium, great brews. Yeah, Rick, you're not even kidding, man. This thing is like, it's got such a unique taste. It looks like I don't know what you call them, the Hispanic like puree drinks. They sell them in like mango and guava and things like that. But very, very juicy, prominent flavor as opposed to a traditional hop flavor. Really like a meal, almost like there's some grittiness going on in there. And a lot of times like these really craft beers with with a lot of notoriety, really just kind of keep that grit floating around in there, and that's exactly what you are tasting. Trillium, I've yet to go to, but I don't know if you've ever tried Trillium. I hear it's amazing. My cousin Brian lives up that way, and he says that Trillium and Treehouse Brewing are the ones that people just go nuts over. I'm looking to go to Maine. I really want to go have a lunch in Maine. It's my favorite IPA beer of all time. It's a small little brewery in Maine. I hope to get up there one time. We reviewed it. I saw it up here somewhere. Here it is. This bottle right here. It's called Lunch. New England's definitely got some great breweries, but keeping on par with them. This is the Trillium, plane over car over train. Wait, no, sorry. We're just getting started, folks. Plane over car over boat over train or something like that. What a strange name. Here we go. Let's give it a sip. Man, there's a lot of shit going on in there, man. It is so clean. It's weird how tasty it is. When you have a better product of something, you just know immediately, especially if you're consuming it, whether it be some type of drink or some type of food. When the product is good or when the product is fresh, you can taste it. This one tastes really fresh and better. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the style of what Trillium does, if they use some type of hops. I need to get one of the brewers on the show, but it is phenomenal. Be careful with those. They creep up on you, East Coast. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Rick, this is 12%er, okay? 12%er, so definitely strong. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Yeah, okay, moving on for the Bills game. As I pointed to this little tiki god that Brett gave me, how about the Sabres, man? Now, they did lose a few in the row last week, but the week before that, they won 3 overtimes. They beat Nashville yesterday, and that was exciting. They're at 46 points right now. They're creeping in. I think if they can go on a run, if I look back at the Sabres season, the 8 losses in the row really hurt us. Imperial, you'll be on the floor. Yeah, probably, Ralphie, probably. But hopefully the Sabres will just continue to play better. And I'm thinking if they can 3-1 every 4 games, that they might be able to creep in. Which, if you haven't watched any bit of the Buffalo Sabres, if you like hockey or whatever, they're one of the funnest teams to watch because of the Tage Thompson. And they got some great players like Dylan Cousins, JJ Paterka, Jack Quinn is starting to play really good, and of course you got Alex Tuck. Opozo is really good. The Sabres overall team is really good, but if they could just get one other line really clicking, and then don't forget Olofsson and Owen Power and Darlene, young and dumb, working hard and learning. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way. That's a good way to put it. So and then we got Peyton Krebs coming up, but overall the Sabres are in good shape. They're looking really well. I hope that they can make the playoffs this year. And we'll see what happens. All right, so going on with the Super Bowl, as long as we're taking it on sports, I'm going to have to take one on the chin and apologize to the city of Buffalo, my friends. I'm really gutted on this one. I'm really quite conflicted on this next thing that I'm about to tell you. And I got to say, I've been trying to digest it and kind of run scenarios through my mind, and it's absolutely killing me. I'm a real Buffalo Bills fan. I mean, I grew up in Kenmore, just north of the city, diehard Buffalo Bills fan, football player. When I went through 90, 91, 92, 93 while playing high school football, we all know the Bills lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. So I always, hey, welcome, Barrow from India. Good morning, my friend, to you. I always said that if the Bills ever make it back to the Super Bowl, that I would go home to be there to celebrate with my family, go out to the parade, that kind of thing. And I think we got a good chance at making it this year, but unfortunately, some things have come up with my body that I cannot control. Last year and a half, if you watch this channel regularly, you may remember I had an ACL repaired. It absolutely grounded me. I couldn't do much. But after the ACL was torn and fixed, I still noticed a couple of little complications when I would pivot a certain way or when I would stagger. I said, something still isn't right. Something isn't right. It's been bothering me. If I put on a pair of skates, I can't push off. So I went and got the MRI done, and it came back as an MCL tear. Now, what is that? That's the interior ligament on your knee that connects the top femur bone to your lower tibia bone. And it allows your knee to kind of, it's not as important as the ACL. Like the ACL, you can do all movements of it. It allows that ligament to keep those bones together and move. And I'm talking very basic stuff, but the MCL is the inner ligament. Unfortunately, I have a tear in there, and I have to get it fixed because movement for me is it without question is a necessity. Starting to already gain a little weight, but I don't mess around. I'm going to be one of those guys that you see when he's 85 years old and still working out at the aquatic center. Because, yes, I will be retiring in Tonawanda, Kenmore area. But, yeah, it just sucks because the date of the surgery got pushed, and I was going to go on the 17th, which would have landed me back in Buffalo. So, unfortunately, the doctor was able to either give me the 1st or the 10th of February. So, it looks like I'm going in on the 10th. And I'll be having surgery on my knee again to finally fix this thing and get back to normal. Now, I know maybe a lot of people don't understand like the whole kinesiology and anatomy, but 85% of people would not have this type of knee surgery. It's a grade 2 tear, which means it's a little bit teared like an old rubber band. It's not completely snapped in half or snapped off the bone. But here's the thing. Thank you, Barrow. Thank you, my friend. I know me, and I'm not going to stop exercising. I'm still going to continue doing all the things I love to do, and I miss Kung Fu. I miss skating. I miss a lot of activities that I did. And, to be honest with you, I'm still going to go, hiking a lot when I go and travel. You're still walking around, especially when you go to Europe or Asia. You're walking 10 miles a day. I don't want my knee to swell up, and eventually I don't want to make a misstep, rip the MCL completely, which then compromises the ACL, which was already repaired. So I've noted to go ahead and get the surgery. Going back full circle on this story as I continue to tell. So thank you for listening as I get this off my chest. I don't know if I'll be back in the city of Buffalo for the Super Bowl. So it's going to hurt. But the good thing is I got a great group of people that I watch the games with here. They're diehard Bills fans. The wife married a guy from Amherst. Another guy is from Amherst. Another guy is from Lewiston. Another guy is from Williamsville. So we have a group of Bills backer club that I meet with each week. And, of course, my good buddy Max, who's the son of it all, he's a diehard. He grew up a diehard Bills fan. So I will be watching fresh out of surgery in the Super Bowl. And let's go for the Bills. But I wanted to go ahead and publicly state that because, I don't know, I guess I just need to get it off my chest. Oh, my gosh. That sucks, dude. Sorry to hear that. Better to get fixed now. Yeah. See, Stuart, thank you. Maybe that's what I needed to hear is like, that's when the doctor told me. He said, look, I don't know if I can make the pain go away, but I can definitely make it tighter and it can work properly. I'll take care of the pain. I think with getting it fixed and having it anatomically correct, I can go ahead and work the muscle around it and then also not compromise it from getting tearing that in the ACL. So, yeah, we'll see. Stuart, I got to tell you something, my man, as long as you're here. My man Stuart, guys, right here, who's talking here, Stuart the beekeeper. I don't know if you remember, but it's still to this day my favorite episode that I ever filmed on Travel Man Dan. I met Stuart, as long as we're talking, at the Griffith Observatory, which is a space museum where I used to work here in LA. Tighter is always better. My mother might be watching. I'm not answering. So I met Stuart and his girlfriend at the time, and they were in line to go into the movie theater at the thing. And I found out what he did. He's a bee farmer, a beekeeper, whatever you want to call it. And he invited me to go up there and film. If you haven't seen those episodes, I definitely suggest you check it out. Not just to see me farming bees or doing whatever, but learn the science of bees and how much they're important. Like Stuart's freaking badass, man. He's awesome. And I really appreciate that. And I hope to go to one day do the second part where I go to the Dakotas and we actually like harvest the honey. I went up to Waterford, California, where he's got his little bee huts and stuff. And the crazy part is now, do it while you're on. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it. Aston, yes, my man. Good to see you here. I got the honey extractor up and running, so we need to schedule and come up and extract. I think we might have to do that, my man, because I work a lot in Central California now. And at the time I met Stuart, I wasn't, but most of my territory for work now is Bakersfield to Fresno. So not too far from where we did it. Anyway, let's get back to whatever he's doing. I don't know what he's doing, but he's lost some ridiculous 25 pounds, and I'm really happy to see that. Stuart, I saw it on your Facebook, so that's awesome, my man. Aston is here. It's always good to see old friends, people that I started the show. Aston was one of the first people watching me, along with Barrow. Definitely a tenacious freak, Greg Z, if you remember back in the day. So thank you so much. But guys, if you don't know the science of bees and like all that, you don't have to particularly even watch me and Stuart go to work, but watch some type of documentary. It's fascinating. No, I mean it. I really mean it, Stuart. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. If you find yourself at a point where you're just like, oh, I just want to eat cupcakes and a whole bunch of hot dogs and shit, just go one more day, brother. Just go one more day and you could do it. You're looking good. I'm sure you're probably feeling good. I'm definitely a pro self-help or whatever it is. Just keep working at it, keep doing it, and glad to see you getting fit. And I think you dropped already 25 pounds. So the next progress, I want to see another 25. So awesome stuff. But yeah, man, let's go back in to the people that just hopped on. This is what we're drinking: plane over car, over train, over boat. It is a quadruple IPA. It is from Trillium Brewing. It is super strong. This thing is like, as I drank half of it. I can already feel my cheeks reddening. I'm going to be like this soon. You know, everybody's got their thing. I don't know what it is with me, but I start to close one eye when I get really drunk. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about. But this stuff is like pure nectar poison. Okay, let's go ahead and taste it. I'll tell you what I think halfway into it. Wow. Okay. I don't know if it's considered a hazy, okay, because it's considered a quadruple IPA, but damn, oh damn, has it got some kind of flavor to it. I mean, very, very juicy as opposed to a standard IPA. It's good to see you again. Yes, yeah. I get the hiccups. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's it's got some juice, it's got some pulp flavor going on, it's got some kind of real essence going around that's so different. Like, when here's the thing, if a normal guy came in and said, give me a beer, Joe, and you gave him one of these, this is not what you would consider a beer. This is just like, there should be another whole category for this shit coming off. I can feel my throat getting hot. I definitely never tried anything quite like this. This thing it's strong. It's got a real pungent flavor, but not your typical IPA. You can taste a little bit of the IPA going on, but overall, it's nice. It's definitely something that you want to experiment with. It's very, very juicy beer. And as I kind of do the thing with like a wine, you know how like wine people do it? It's almost like got like a milky film going on over it. I don't know what that is in terms of beer thing. I'm not really like a beer a cicerone, so I don't know a perfect way to explain it. But as I go like this, it's got a lot of sediment crawling down to it. I said before that it almost feels like very mealy, but overall, excellent beer. Love the strength on this thing. Mikey was right. It's good to see you, Barone. That's what I love to see. You know, the thing about the show for me, and I've always said this, is like the beer is secondary. I love the show. I love the community. I love the things that I'm able to, well, you know, I met people from all over the world on the show, from Denmark to UK to India to California, and then, you know, just hometown people. So I think that's really kind of cool. I think that's the best part of the show, is I'm able to meet people from all over the world. But it's time to continue on. let's go to good news. And the good news, we're sticking with the Buffalo Bills, is, Damar Hamlin, the young man who had a cardiac arrest on the field almost 2 weeks ago, has now been walking around the Buffalo Bills facility. Aston, I think you gave me the hiccups, bro. But such a great thing to see. He's starting to make a full recovery. I don't think he'll ever play football again. But, hey, never know. I don't know. Possibly. I believe there was a guy. I want to correct. I'm sorry if I say this wrong, but I believe Eric Berry for the Kansas City Chiefs about 5 to 8 years ago had some type of heart attack type thing. He had a really bad heart issue, and he was able to overcome it. A draft pick by the Raiders a few years ago, I forget who he was. He had some type of heart issue. They were able to go ahead and fix it. Both guys were able to come back and play. Now, I don't know if Damar Hamlin will ever come back and play, but the good news is he's up, he's healthy. The Bills, the players were able to see him. He's ignited not only just the Buffalo Bills community and the city of Buffalo, but a world around of like people were really pulling for this guy because, it happened in front of everyone on Monday Night Football. That's one thing, but like he was a good dude, and we don't ever want to see anybody, even a bad person. We don't want to see them, experience this and pass away. It's really heartwarming to see somebody pull through like this and to come back and to see how the community in Buffalo and the city and like the United States and even for that matter, the world come together and be friends again. Okay. Have some civility. I feel like, when I come back to the U.S. I lived over in China for 7 years. And when I came back, I noticed two things and two things really stuck out to me. And everyone asks like, what's it like living overseas? And, overseas was chill. It was cool. Living in China was great. The people were awesome. Now, I don't get involved with politics here in the United States, so I certainly wasn't getting involved with politics in China. So that part I never really got involved with. I kind of stayed out of. I'm sure it's different if you're a Chinese national. But when I come back to the United States, there's two things that really stuck out to me. And one was how divided we really are. Obviously, politics. Look, we all know that. That's why we're not going to do this on the show. The other thing was, customer service. Nobody seems to give a shit about helping anybody. You know what I mean? All they want to do is like say you're at your job. Hi, this is something, but yeah, sure. And then they just want to get back and fucking start scrolling again and look at whatever there is on their feed rather than doing their job. Those are the two things that I noticed. Now, through this tragic event with Damar Hamlin, I did notice how not only the community of Buffalo, but like I said, the whole entire nation rallied around this young man to get better, rallied around other people, comforting each other, being there for each other, being civil, okay, to the point where, look, dude, I don't care if you like Trump. I don't care if you like Biden. I don't care what your political thing is. Let's support this young man who almost lost his life on a football field because that's what we're all, we're all human. It could happen to anybody. I think we get caught up in a lot of these political issues in which they do have a lot of weight with what's going on in the United States and in the world and stuff. But, the cool thing about the United States is we're allowed to do that kind of thing, right? Like that's the whole thing about the United States, like who you want, okay? You have the freedom to choose. You have the freedom to pick who you want. And then it's like, then who you pick, if you're not agreeable with what I want, then I hate you. Now with the Damar Hamlin thing, I think that closed the gap on a lot of things and really kind of brought it all down. So I was very happy to see that. That's today's good news. I'm bringing it up. Cheers to Damar Hamlin. Cheers to the people around the world that supported him and to best in health in each and every one of you guys. And I really mean that. Look, after the end of the show, whatever, everyone's going to go on and do their life throughout the week. If you come back, you come back. If not, you're still going to do your life. I hope that it works out in every single way for you. I really hope so. And starting with your health, okay? It's the most important thing. So cheers to that. Here we go. All right, let's see. We got breaking news. Let's see if it's Bill stuff. No, it's Albanian men's basketball. We'll get back to that in a minute, but cheers, guys. Holy shit. I mean, I got to tell you, this plane over car, over train, over boat, quadruple IPA from Trillium is delicious. I think if you could get through this thing, if you could drink 3 of these things, I mean, that's an entire weekend for some people. It's that strong. It's 12%. You can feel it. Trillium does a great way of making it powerful, but also making it tasty. Right? It's quite delicious. This beer. I'm actually really enjoying it. And now I want to line you up with today's show and tell. I gotta go get it because I forgot it in the other room. All right, today's show and tell is pretty cool. It's pretty simple, but for me, it's kind of neat because growing up in Buffalo, New York, I remember being in the backyard and we had a little basketball hoop, and I thought it was Magic Johnson as a kid. I didn't know I needed to be 6'9" and super uber athletic, but I did think I was Magic Johnson. And being from Buffalo, the Lakers, Showtime Lakers, they were the thing in the early 80s. Grew up watching that. Most of you guys probably remember that. So I never thought I would actually go to the Forum. But in this case, and when I got to Hollywood in the early 2000s, I guess it would have been 2001, I never actually seen Kobe and Shaq and stuff, but I got a chance to go to the Lakers game again. I've been going to a lot of them because of my work. I'm with the owner of my company, so shouts out to you, Johnny G. Thank you very much. Really fun. Got a chance to see LeBron again. I've seen him a few times play, but I got to see Luka Donkovic. If you don't know, he's a Serbian basketball player, Hall of Famer. He's the kind of thing that, like, when you're older, you're like, yeah, I remember seeing Luka back in 2023. You know what I mean? Pretty exciting. But today's show and tell marks the 75th anniversary game for the Los Angeles Lakers. And when I came in, they gave this commemorative patch. Check that, guys, out. That's pretty cool. I absolutely love patches. I'm a big fan of patches. So this is really cool for me, even though I'm actually not a Lakers fan. I'm more of a LA Clippers fan because they came from Buffalo. So I actually support the Clippers, but it was cool to go to the Lakers game and get this. And it was really interesting and funny to hear me say, like, a girl at my office was asking me, hey, Danny, do you want to take these tacos home? You can take these, tacos home because we had ordered lunch for everybody in the daytime. I said, no, I'm going to the Lakers game tonight. I'm good. And I took 2 steps and I was like, damn, I can't believe I just said that. A kid from Kenmore going to the Lakers game. Like, that's really cool for me. It was just an amazing experience. Got awesome tickets. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? This thing is awesome, Aston. And I have a jean jacket that I patch all my California and travel stuff on. So I'm definitely going to heat this up and patch it on there. There it is, 75th anniversary of the Los Angeles Lakers when they came over from Minnesota. If you guys don't know, the term Lakers means lakes. They came from Minnesota, so that's kind of cool. But I'm actually a Clippers fan, but you know what? I like the Lakers in the sense of, like, as a kid growing up, it was far beyond thinking that I would ever go to a Lakers game. So it was really cool to go to a Lakers game, see the court, see the players, see the jersey. Just I don't want to say childhood dream, but just something that I never thought I would do. And now I go, and it's right down the street from me because I live in LA. But I'm also privy to really good seats, really good company. Shouts out to the toll people, and just awesome. So that's today's show and tell. This is the 75th anniversary patch. You're gonna see it smacked or somewhere on the jean jacket that I have for California. Squish the fish. That's what the Bills did. But they lost in that game, double overtime, but it was still a fun game. If you ever get a chance to come to, I guess now it's called the crypto.com center. But Inuit is Steve Ballmer's new company. It's not new, but company, and that's where the Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers, will be playing their games in Inglewood soon. So looking forward to that. But this is the beer show. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. This is what we're drinking. It's from Trillium, one of the greatest breweries, not only in the United States, but all over the world. This is the plane over car, over train, over boat. Check it out, guys. There it is. Very peachy, very juicy. All right. It kind of looks like a hazy, but it's a quadruple IPA. It's a 12%er. I definitely feel very, very drunk right now. Even off of 8 ounces, you feel like you're definitely starting to buzz. Really good beer. If you happen to try it, I definitely suggest it. Let's go ahead and whack this down and give it a score and get on with second beer today. All right. Okay. So I didn't print today's scorecard. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on the back of this one. All right. We've never done this before. So we're going on the back of it. Actually, we're going to go old school like we did last week. We're not even going to use that. We're putting that right back up there where it belongs. We're going old school. Do I have a pen or pencil? All right. First thing. Guys, let's get right into this, and I'm going to go ahead and score it on taste. All right. This taste is like nothing you've ever tried, and I've tried a bunch of beers. I've tried just on this show, and it goes up another level. My camera just isn't wide enough. I've tried a ton of beers. I've tried a ton of different tastes. This thing is like nothing like I've tried. It's smooth. It's creamy. It's mealy. It's hoppy. And it's juicy, all in one beer. So there's a lot of different flavors in there, a lot of complexity going on. But overall, I think it works. It works really good. I think it's got a nice taste to it. It gives you just enough of hoppiness. It leaves your mouth a little dry, so you might want to make your way over to the water area. If you don't know, most of the time when you go to these craft brew places, I'm not talking about your mom and pop bars and things like that. I'm talking about craft breweries, such and such brewery, such and such brewery. They always have a big thing of water there with cups. If you don't know what that's for, it's to go ahead and wash your palate down, because some of these hoppy, super hazy beers, IPAs, all this really focused hops kind of flavor, well, it can leave your mouth a bit dry. This thing definitely does that, but overall, I think the taste is sensational. I think it's something that you got to try. This one, I'm going to go ahead and give this quadruple IPA a 4.5. Phenomenal beer. All right, the price. Now, the price, I don't know. It was sent to me by my co-host, Nate, so I'm not really sure how much it is. So I'm going to kind of leave that up in the air, but I am going to go and check right now. So give me a second while I Google this. Okay, plane over. All right, over car, over train, over boat. Okay, sorry guys. I usually take care of this stuff before. It's been really busy, so. All right, let's take a look here. What do we got here? Let's look at Untapped and how much this cost. All right, Craft Shack. So we're looking at, okay, there we go. We got a price. We got $7.99, so $8, $8 for this can of beer. Now, I know what you're thinking right away. That's expensive as hell. It is expensive. $8? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but the thing is, it's 12%. It's something like you've never had before. It comes from a reputable, company, an amazing brewery that's well established. I don't think that's too bad, but I think $8 is, it's pushing the limit on a lot of people. Sometimes people pay $8 for a 6-pack. And when I look at a 6-pack, would I pay $48? Would I pay $50 for 6 of those beers? I don't think I would. I would want to, because it gets you smashed. I take them to a volleyball game and just have the time of my life. But $50 for a 6-pack of these, that's tough. But for one, I think I'd want to try it. So for there, I'm not going to strike them too much. Because it's so potent, I'm going to give them a score of a 3.5. Not a bad score, but like I said, where do you draw the line? $8. We've paid for beers from Goose Island for $25. We've paid for beers at Coronado. I think I paid it for $15. Where do you draw the line? I don't know. But this one is pretty damn good. Okay, next one, moving on to the design, right? Okay, the design for this one, keeping in consistency with everything that's been going on at Trillium. I think they do a nice job. Let me see if I can't find the other Trillium beer up here. Let me see if I can't find that sucker. Where are you at? They do keep online with it. Where are you at, Trillium? It should be up front. It should be up front because it is one of the best beers. Why can't I seem to find it? I can't seem to find it, guys. I thought I would be able to, but we are unable to find it. I'm not sure if you guys can even hear me. Is this it? I need my readers. Give me a sec, guys. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yes. Okay. All right. Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. I appreciate you staying with me and being patient. So, yes, this is one of my favorite beers. This is the Smooth Seas. I don't know if you remember this episode. This is a double IPA. Okay, really cool artwork. It's got the watercolor look to it, but amazing beer. This one I actually liked better than the Treehouse beer. So, on par with this, I think this is pretty cool. I like how they use a very graphic artist look to it, a very professional looking drawing. If you look, it's got some bridges, it's got a train going underneath it, it's got a plane going over it, and it's got some cars. So they have a plane over the car, over the train, over. Okay, all right. So if you really analyze this can, which I probably shouldn't. Yes, Aston, that's a big name for a beer. Absolutely right, Aston. Absolutely right. But let me explain. And I like this now that I take a deeper dive and indulge into it. All right. So we have the plane. You guys can see the plane a little bit. Freaking light is just crazy. All right. We have the plane. Okay. Over the bridge. And on the bridge is a car. Okay. You see the car. And over that is the train. The train runs underneath it, which is a subway. And then you have under here is a little bridge, but down here is a boat, okay? Which kind of ties into the name. Plane over car, over train, over boat. If I was at this brewery, I wouldn't even know how to fuck to order this thing. Give me a plane over a car, over a train, over a bus, over I don't know. I said that. I think I said bus. Overall, I think it's cool. I don't know. The whole fancy name thing. It's kind of like Saturday Night Live when people try to be funny and like you're trying to go for the joke. I'm not really into it. I don't love this, but I love it that they tied everything in. 3.0. All right, popularity. Look, this beer, popularity. All right, I can't even spell, but I never could. All right, popularity is big in Massachusetts. People know about Trillium Brewing. They love Trillium Brewing. It's one of the best in the world. But is it going to be able to be known in Spain? Are people going to know about this in Asia? Probably not. It's not a very popular beer there. Fortunately, it's popular here, but it's kind of like the Mecca. If you get your hands on it, you're like, oh, yeah, I got myself a Trillium. I'm going to have to strike them for that. I'm going to give them a score of a 2.5. It's just not, well known. All right, let's go with the TMD X Factor. All right. And the fact that this thing is 12%, I love it. The fact that I got my hands on it, I love it. It is delicious. It is nice. Look, I'm going to give it a 5.0. Okay, I think it's that good. I think that if you get a chance to drink Trillium, is it a bullet train? It is not a bullet train, Barrow, but good question. It's got a nice taste to it. All right, it's expensive. It's hard to get, and the fact that I got it and I'm able to try it here on the show, awesome, man. 5.0. Let me go and tally this up and give you a total. All right, let's see. We got taste. Oh, wait, I need some music. Usually this is where Nate fills in. 5, 8, 11. Okay. Not bad at all, guys. Definitely struck them a little bit on popularity, but that's usually, guys, today's beer, the plane over car, over train, over board, boat, the quadruple IPA from Trillium Brewing brings you a score of an 18.5. Woo, baby. That is an awesome score. That is an awesome beer. If you guys get a chance to try this one out, I highly recommend it. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the Smooth Seas right back where it belongs. Beautiful beer. Love this one. And if you get a chance to try it, I definitely suggest you do. All right, moving on with the show. Let me take a quick stretch and let me go and get the second beer out. Today's second beer is going to be fun because it's a little bit lighter. It's not as strong as the last one, but this one's fun. It comes from us from Voodoo Brewing, which is brewed and bottled in Meadville, Pennsylvania. Okay, Meadville, Pennsylvania. Not many beers get an 18.5. That is true. Aston, thank you for noticing. Yeah, most beers, measure right around like 16 to 18. So that definitely is a good beer. Now this next beer is fun. It's a little easier. It is an American light lager. It is called Empty Calories from Voodoo Brewing. Check that out. Empty Calories. All right. It's got a bit of a kind of retro 1980s aerobics look to it. Okay. Pretty cool. A nice looking label. I will say we'll get into the design a little bit later, but the sticker is okay. Let's go ahead and crack it, sniff it, smell it, drink it, pour it, whatever you want to say. I'm buzzing. All right, here we go. Definitely a lot lighter, which will be nice. Yeah, a little bit of cereal taste, a little bit of grass smell. Nothing as prominent as before, but let's go ahead and pour it. I'm guessing it's going to look really light. I got this one. This is my favorite beer glass to drink out of, okay? I don't know if you know what this one is. There's a specific name to it. It's like a flute thing. I like that it's taller and it's a little thinner. It's a little skinnier. I know a lot of people like the No-Nick, which is a thicker kind of IPA glass that we drink a lot of beers. This one was almost like a wine stem one, but this is my favorite one. I like the taller, skinnier glasses of beer. I don't know why. I just do. It just handles better for me. I think it's the way that I like to drink beer. But this is what we're going to do. I'm guessing this beer is going to be super light. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is like a macro. Look at this thing, dude. This might as well be a Michelob Ultra Light. Look at that. All right, a bit of a hard pour. It's almost like champagne looking, how clear this is. This is very light, very easy. I mean, but refreshing, right? Okay, and I haven't even taken a sip of this, so I don't know what it's going to taste like. But let's go ahead and give it a whack. I smelled it. I poured it. Let's go ahead and try it. Cheers, Barrow. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so not many. Okay, that one definitely is. It's quite refreshing as opposed to what I was just drinking. It's very light. It's very crisp. It has a bite to it. It's refreshing. It's the kind of beer that you want. Okay, I know a lot of craft brewing places are stepping away from stuff like this, and they're moving into stuff like this. I think that's great. I think it's really cool that they're able to go ahead and say, you know what? Where is the macro market? Okay, you got a bunch of dudes drinking Miller Lights, Coors Light. They're whacking them down. What if we make that style of beer, but really good? Okay, that's what I'm feeling here. That's my first sip. When I taste this one, this is from Voodoo Brewing Company in Meadville, Pennsylvania. Really smooth. You can see this thing is super light. Okay, this is like your Coors Light, but it's made with quality ingredients. You taste it, it's got a sharp bite to it. It's got a clean, refreshing taste. That's much different than, let's face it, a macro beer that's been canned and soured for a couple months. Very refreshing, enjoying the flavor. It's got some smell of Well, it tastes like, it smells like cereal. It's definitely very grainy. Okay. But overall, after drinking that quadruple IPA to this one, that's the way you want to do it, folks. I'm serious, man. Like, go in, fucking just get the biggest, hardest beer you got. Get a porter, get a hard stout, get that, beer that's strong like a quadruple IPA. Ask that fancy glass to remember you had. Yes. Oh man. Aston, we've grown quite a bit, my friend. It's so great, dude. Listen, this might be the comment of the week for me, because Aston was watching me when it was like the red curtain, and a lot of people don't know this. I was living like in a plywood shack at the time, like literally a plywood shack, like made of plywood, 4 walls, like in the back of somebody's yard. Didn't have much, but that's what prompted me to create the show. And I had these theater curtains that I had from a nightclub that I worked at, so I dropped them down there. And if you go back and watch it, you can see it. And I literally would just like use my phone and like, it's COVID. I'm gonna start a live show. YouTube is telling me to go ahead and make a live show, and that's what I did. Now here we are, 3.5 years later. Different glasses. Aston, you know what I mean? I got a whole shitload. I got a bar behind me, a set. I've moved up. I've created an entire home with a room full of a set. So really, that means a lot to just hear it, man. So thank you. But one thing I will say is I'm not as prepared today, like during the playoffs and football season. There's been a lot going on in my life. You guys may or may not know this, but creatively, I'm growing as an actor again. So look, the time that I spend on the beer show isn't as much because I've been working on other things that, I can't come out and say right now. But yeah, things are going well. Things are really going well. And I'm happy to be here at the show, and we're drinking beer. But thank you so much for mentioning that, Aston. I do want to go ahead and I want to do an old school. Speaking of Aston, okay. I get all these text messages. Are you getting softer with age? Well, my heart definitely. Down there, well, you never know when kids are watching, so I'm not saying shit. But hey, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do it the old school way, because everything has been really busy. I want to do off the top of my head, what would you rather? The way I did it for the first 6 to 8 months. That's good, man. That's smooth. All right, so here we go. What would you rather, guys? I'm not going to bring it up. We're not doing photos. Remember when I used to do the photos and show you what would you rather? That was another fun thing. That was before I knew about like softwares and stuff like that. But I'm going to do it off the top of my head. I'm going to walk you through what I see. All right. What would you rather? I'm going to give you a ticket. You can go anywhere in the world. You can go to one of these 2 places, though. I'm going to give you. Which would you rather? There's no right or wrong. Let me know down in the comments here or after the show. Would you rather go and see Sicily, okay, a beautiful island just south of the main island of the main country of Italy, Sicily, Palermo, Catalina? Is it? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but let's say Palermo. It most famously is getting it's due right now because of the White Lotus season 2. But Sicily looks awesome. And if I've never said it before, can we leave? What about yeah, we don't get as gross anymore. Aston. So Sicily, if you don't know, this is where my heritage is from. This is where a lot of my family is from. I'm probably 3rd generation American, but like my great grandparents probably came from Sicily. Where would you rather go? Sicily, or we'll stick with the UK, another really great place. Since I'm diving back into the acting world, there's an acting festival that goes on every August in Edinburgh, Scotland. I'm talking about the Fringe Festival. Would you rather go to Sicily or Scotland? I mean, there's a lot to do there, right? There's a lot to do there. You can do Sicily. You can eat all kinds of good fish. You can travel, the beaches. I mean, just the history behind it. Um, or you can go to Scotland where you got the castles. And of course, if you go during the Fringe Festival, it's this crazy, wacky 2 week like theater, wild fucking party every day. Sicily, says Damien. Good call. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. I've always wanted to go to Sicily. It's always been the one place that I wanted to go to. I did do like a little bit of semester of college in Italy, so I went back and saw a lot of Italy. If I had to choose one of these two things, I would go to probably. And I know this one's tough for me, but I would go to Scotland because I really want to go to see the Fringe Festival. And the Fringe Festival is a lot of theater people, it's a lot of shows, it's a lot of like partying around acting. I live 2 hours from Scotland to Sicily. Oh man, dude, you got it made there. I'd go to Scotland, says Barrow. Yeah, so if you didn't go to the Fringe, there's also a lot of cool castles. The only reason for me to go to Scotland is for the Scotch. Hey, I love Scotch. A lot of people talk about like drinks and stuff like that. Like I obviously I'm a beer guy, but if I had to do drinks, I like the Canadian whiskey. I don't like the morning after the Canadian whiskey. Bourbon, I don't really like. Whiskey, like American whiskey, bourbon and stuff, it doesn't. Yeah. Vodka, okay. I guess tequila, no. There's a couple fun shots and stuff. If I had to pick one like alternative to beer, it would be Scotch. So for me, Scotland sounds perfect, right? I think the people are very hardy. I think they get a lot of times they get stereotyped and I am Scottish, but at the end of the day, that's the country people. And like, if you go there, I'm sure it's not like that. I'm sure it's beautiful. I definitely want to see the Fringe Festival in action. I want to, if I can spectate, that's great. If I can participate, that's even better. So for me, it's going to be Scotland. All right, guys, give me 5 minutes. I got to run to the restroom. Talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back. What would you rather, Sicily or Scotland? Both are islands. Aston, so jealous. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I am back. And ready to roll. All right, what did I miss? The only reason for me to go to Scotland was for the Scotch. Should we? Well, sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom, and it is right outside the studio. So I got to deal with it. Guys, if you're just hopping on, thank you so much for joining us. This is what we're drinking. It's called Empty Calories. It's from Voodoo Brewing Company out of Meadville, Pennsylvania. It's more of a lighter beer, but it's still pretty good. All right. Moving on, guys. Let's go to the next thing. I'm going to go right off the top of my head, okay? So why not just go right off the top of my head and we'll go to what we were talking about. What would you rather? Would you rather have a shot of scotch, okay? I'm talking about the highest end scotch you've ever had. Like, boom, like whatever they say. This has been barreled for 60 years and, you drink it. I don't know the whole scotch world. So I wouldn't know what to tell you, but what would you rather have? Would you rather have scotch or would you rather have the best and most finest wine that Italy can produce. Oh. Okay, must have sat down too quick. Had 3 burps in a row. All right, so I'm talking about like a Chianti or Tuscany wine. I don't know what it is, but I know wine is very popular in Italy. Which would you rather have? The finest Scotch of Scotland or the finest wine of Italy? That's tough because both I'd want to drink. Wine has its effect on people. You drink a glass of it, it's smooth, it's like beer, you enjoy it. Scotch for me, says Damien. Aston says Scotch. But then you go to Scotch and it's got like, here, quick, punch me in the face. Pow, pow. You know what I mean? But real Scotch drinkers, I guess, enjoy it. I like the taste of Scotch a lot better, but I'm talking about wine. Would be the most eloquent wine, I guess. It's soft, it's refreshing. I'm going to go with the guys. I'm going with Scotch. I'm going to take the best Scotch ever. The best Scotch that the world has to offer probably comes from Scotland. So for me, if I had a choice, Scotch or a wine, I'm going with Scotch. All right, moving on to question number 3. Why not stick with food? And let's get right into these 2 countries. Which would you rather have? Haggis, okay? It's a bunch of the intestines and like things, and you see Nate eat it, and it's all bagged together in a sheep's, like, I guess, the bag of their stomach, and boiled and baked or however they make it, but it's supposed to be pretty damn good. Scottish people, like real Scottish people. I'm not talking about like people that are American-born Scottish that have tried it over there. I'm talking about real Scottish people that have cooked, prepared it, been through generation after generation after generation of this. And when it's prepared properly, love it. They rave about it. Would you prefer that, or would you prefer the best lasagna? Okay, lasagna, the square. If you're vegetarian, let's say vegetarian lasagna. If you're not, it's all in. It can be seafood. It can be meat. It can just be like the best Italian lasagna. Because you always wonder, like, how much of lasagna has changed being here in the United States or UK or wherever you're at. I guess, changed, if you will. But Italian lasagna or Scottish haggis. Okay. Damien says lasagna easily. Aston says lasagna. Look, I grew up on lasagna. I love lasagna. My father makes amazing lasagna. All the restaurants in my area make great lasagna. I'm going to go with haggis. I'm going to go with haggis on this one. Only because I've never tried it. I want to try its authenticity. I want to try what it's like. I want to try how good is this lasagna or haggis, and when it's done properly. When it's not like you saw Nate eat it out of a can years ago, but I want to see what it's like when it's prepared properly. So I'm going to go with haggis. I'm going to definitely try that. Yeah, that's what I think. All right, going on to the next thing. Let's go with famous. Let's go with famous artists. Okay, whose career would you rather have? All right, whose career would you have? Movie star actor, Scottish-born Sean Connery, James Bond, okay, Medicine Man, and a plethora of other movies. The man is an amazing actor. Loved him in Indiana Jones, but come on, the guy's got probably 50, 60 amazing movie credits, right? He's Scottish-born, amazing actor, Sean Connery, one of the best actors in the last 50 years, if not ever, and he's just phenomenal. Or would you rather have a singing career like Andre Botticelli? Okay, opera / pop now. I'm going to see him, by the way, in May here in the Hollywood Bowl. But just unbelievable voice, unbelievable songs, moves people a little bit different. Movies move people a little bit different than music, right? And music moves people a little bit different than movies. So which career would you rather have? Would you rather have a career as a singer? Would you rather have a career as an actor? Both are prolific. Both these suggestions that I make for what would you rather have reached the pinnacle. I got to tell you, Sean Connery for Aston, you know, I love Botticelli. Like I said, I'm going to see him at the Hollywood Bowl in May, but I'm an actor, true and true. The reason I do it is because I love people. I love telling stories. I mean, you see me ramble on. Like the beer is one thing, right? But the show is everything, okay? Because I like to tell stories, not much of a singer. Okay, nice, Damien. For me, it's definitely 100% Sean Connery, just because I love the life of an actor, and I don't mean that is the celebrity fame, what you get from an actor. I love the work of an actor. I love that you're able to tell a story as an actor. Here's a person, Sean Connery, that's able to tell these stories. It's written. The writers are the most biggest geniuses of all, and then you as an actor are able to portray it. For me, I'll take that every day. All right, so moving on. Question number 5. Aston, we've moved away from the gross ones. I really don't do a lot of the gross ones anymore. So I got to think of this one on the top of my head. And we're going to do one. You know what? We're not going to keep it gross. We're going to keep it civil. We're going to keep it, not that wasn't civil. Everyone thinks it gross shit all the time. It's just, I needed to go there to see if I could go there. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to use an oldie but goodie. All right. What would you rather? Would you rather go back in the time 10 years, or would you rather go forward 10 years into the future? Which would you rather? I don't know. Both have their ups and downs. You can go back and change some stuff. You can go back and get ready for some stuff. If I had to do it again, I have no regrets. But with that being said, I don't necessarily want to see what's ahead of me, because then you get pulled back to where you originally were, and you would know what's coming. So therefore, you would try to change it. I'm going back 10 years, and I'm going to go back and win the lottery, just like Michael J. Fox did in Back to the Future. So for me, I'm going back 10 years. I guess probably I would maybe avoid a couple of things, but then if you avoid things, what's the catalyst? You know what I'm talking about. I can't even say the word right now. Quadruple IPA. Cataclysmic events that could change things. I don't know. I'm going back 10 years. What are you guys doing? 10 years forward, Aston says I'd go back in the past. Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily would change things, and you couldn't change anything, but maybe some injuries and things like that I would stay away from. But nevertheless, we're going back in time rather than go forward. I want to go back to change a number of things in my past. Correct, should I say? Well, Damien, don't live it too hard, brother. Because I've never met you, but I'm sure you're a great dude. And looking back in the past, you think that you can correct them, but actually the things that you did back then has probably made you the man or woman that you are today. So don't think too bad on it. What you do know now is, okay, I can't go back in time. There's no machine that can take me back. There's no machine that's going to take me forward. But what I can do is right freaking now. So maybe that's just a reiteration, and maybe you can understand that, like, you know what? I can create whoever I want to be right now. You can start tonight. You can literally start tonight. And I'm not talking to you, Damien. I'm talking about anybody. You can start exactly what you want to be right now. Okay? Barring any health issues, God forbid, right? That you don't have any health issues. Whatever you want to do, you can start that tonight. Might be hard. Probably going to be hard. There's things that are unattainable. Like, I wouldn't say, look, I'm going to be a president of the United States. Not that I want to be, but I probably couldn't be. But if there's other simple things, like I want to be a singer. Yeah, you could be a singer. Like, yeah, you could be a singer. It might take a couple of years. You learn the basics, then you get better. And I want to learn archaeology. Yeah, I want to learn. Yeah, you could do that. Whatever you think that you missed out before and that you would change, start today. Start today, guys, because you can do it. You can definitely do it. It may take time. It may take longer than you expected, but you can still do it. And the pursuit of doing it will help you get there. It'll help you make you stronger. And ultimately, it's what you thought you were missing out on by not going back, but you can actually start it and you're doing it now. So whatever that is, cheers to you guys. This is what we're drinking. If that makes sense, I'm sorry if I rambled, but I mean that to the core of my bones, guys. You can start today whatever you want to be and do it. And if there's 4 fucking people on this beer show and you're listening, let that resonate. Start today. Don't quit. Don't quit. Just work at it. You know, it might take longer. It takes longer to do just about anything. Nothing happens overnight. Ease yourself on the social media because you will see people's highlights reel. But the reality is they don't tell you how much work they want. Or if they don't, they're faking it, right? You can do it. You can start today. You don't need to go back. You don't need to go forward. You can start today. This is what we're drinking. It does make sense. Yeah, when you think about it, you know, I'm not trying to be like whimsical. Thank you, Aston. I'm not trying to be whimsical, but you really could, guys. You really could. All right, let's go ahead and score this beer from Voodoo Brewing Company. Here it is. It's a light, nice American Pilsner, light lager. It's the perfect complement to the other beer. Really. It's called Empty Calories. I'm not sure how many calories are in this beer, but it's the perfect complement to that Quadruple IPA. All right, let's take a look. Guys, the taste, I like it. I think it's better than your macro beers. I think it's a better tasting beer. It does taste like beer. It tastes like a lager. Like you've been working all day and you're like, fuck, I want a beer. Give me a beer. You get this, you drink it. If it didn't have this label, you wouldn't know if it was the Coors, Budweiser, Miller. You wouldn't know. But you would say it tastes really good. So I'm going to go ahead and give this taste a 4.0 because it is good. It is brewed better. All right. It is a better beer than your regular macros. All right. Price. Once again, I got to go to the internet because this was a gift from my man, Nate. So let me go and check this out. Empty Calories. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I came right from a party before here, from a Buffalo Bills party. Hey. Empty Calories beer. Price. Google machine is awesome. All right. Okay. Well, okay. So there we go. All right. So we got $11.99 for a 6-pack. So $12. We're looking at $2 and a little bit more on tax. I think it's a good price. That's a good look. You're going to pay $24 for a case of beer. You're paying $24 for a 12. So you're halving that, right? You pay $24 for a case of Miller. You pay $24 for a 12-pack of Empty Calories. You're going to feel the same. Now, you might not be able to distribute as much, but you know what? It's a better beer. It's a craft beer. You're probably helping somebody local. I like it. I think the price point's right on point. 4.0. All right, let's go with the design. All right, we got Richard Simmons dancing around here. Okay, it's cool. It's got the 80s look. One thing I don't like is they slap the sticker with the artwork on it. Nothing too creative. I like when they go all the way to the brim and it's all melted on there. This, they just rolled it on there. The sticker, I don't know. What the hell is this thing? Okay, let me take a closer look at this. I can't see. Okay, so it's a Monster and aerobics equipment, right? If you can kind of see, this light is pissing me off. So it's a Monster and aerobics equipment. It's nothing spectacular. I don't really love it. I didn't love it from the beginning. So, hey, Frank. Yeah, good to see you, man. Design, I'm going to give it a score of a 2.5. All right, let's go with popularity. This beer is popular. None. No, you're not going to find it too many places. How's the beer? I just did my exercise. Love it, Frank. Absolutely love it. The beer is good. The beer is good. We had this Quadruple IPA, and now we're drinking this one. But I love that you did your exercise first, okay? All about that shit, man. Get your shit done that you got to get done, and let this all be the fun stuff. Popularity, this beer is not too popular. I'm giving it a 2.0. Unless you live in Meadville, Pennsylvania, you're not going to hear about it. All right, the TMD X Factor. I think this beer has got a good X Factor, guys. It was given to me by Nate's mom, who went back to Pennsylvania where they're originally from. She brought it back to me. But the thing I like about it is that I did such a heavy, strong beer first, and then this beer was light, refreshing. It was on par with a lot of good stuff. Have Trolling, Skol, welcome to the show. Word, good to see you. Great day, good to see you too. Hello, all, awesome. I think the TMD X Factor has got to land at a 4.0. All right, let's go with the score. All right. All right, let's see. What we got here? 4 minutes. All right. Just like Aston said before, the total for this beer was not as high as the other one. From Voodoo Brewing Empty Calories, although I think it's a good beer, I think you should try it. The popularity gave it a strike, and the design, we're giving it a 16.5. 16.5 on this puppy jerk. I think it's still pretty good. I think it's definitely got a taste to it. All right, it's time to round out the show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, what are we listening to? What are we watching? What are we reading? I am watching the Buffalo Bills football. That's it, guys. That's all I'm tuned into. I'm tuned into the playoffs. Skol for Peter Larson. Best live shot. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you hopping on the show, Peter. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the comments. Much love to you guys. I do want to leave you with the quote of the week before I leave. And this quote comes from, I pulled it off of one of those cheesy quote sites, but I definitely wanted to bring it up because it's so true to how I feel, what I feel, and what I want to communicate to others. Whether it came from the Dalai Lama, some weird thing off of Google, or whoever it came from, it is true. And it says this. Okay, the quote of the week: in order to carry a positive action, we must develop a positive vision. Now, and I love this because, I know that The Secret came out years ago, and it talks about like the positivity of thinking, and I'm a big believer of that. Whether or not you call it The Secret or not, I don't care. But what I am big on is meditating towards positive things. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is, like, I don't expect you guys to kind of like sit down, start thinking, oh, I wish I had money. I wish I was super fucking rich. I wish I had all the things in the world. All this and that. No, that's not it. Okay. It is deep. Okay. Love the show. I love the show. Dude. Frank, man. Freaking love you, dude. Yeah, no, this is some serious stuff, because let's look at it again, okay? This is, in order to carry positive action, we must develop a positive vision. Okay, in order to do something positive in your life, you have to see it first. You have to believe it. You have to see this vision. Now, whatever this can be, people that are sick, or even if you're healthy, if you vision yourself being healthy, you must put that into your world. If you're like, oh no, I'm sick, I got an illness, and you drudge around with that, it may allow that illness to go ahead and grow. Bye, Aston. Good to see you again, man. Awesome seeing you. If you have something that is dismal and dark in your life, and you dwell on it, you will never see the vision of it. Guys, this is some real stuff. Believe in the vision of it. See it, okay? Shut your eyes, close it, turn off your phone, shut off all the lights in your house, and sit there and think about what you want to happen in your life. And not for one day, because one day is hard, okay? Your mind wanders or whatever. Let's be honest. 2 days is hard, 3 days. But after a while, shut your phone off. Turn all the lights off in your house if you have to. Turn off all the noise. And start thinking about what you want to happen in your life. Think about it. Visualize it. And it could be something simple, man. I want to open a restaurant. I want to be in better health. I want to be able to run 5 miles. I want to be able to ask this woman out. I want to be able to such and such, whatever it is. If you allow that vision to come through, and where you actually see it and it's positive and you're not being negative, you're filling your body. And, they talk about like out of the cellular division, not to get whimsical, but like the last part of me hard, but it's right. Yeah, it is hard. It's really fucking hard. And he says the last part can be hard to do, but it is hard. It's really fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, it's really hard for anybody, even the most successful people in the world. If they were to do this is hard to see because they're filled with a lot of negative, a lot of grabbers. Okay, but even us as regular people, we're filled with a lot of stuff. But spend this time. You can call it meditation, quiet time, visualization, call it whatever you want. Start to visualize it privately by yourself and think about it, all that you want to happen. Then when you're on the subway and you're riding the subway and people are bumping into you, you can click into that part. You can go, you know what? I did that last night for 15 freaking minutes when nobody is around. I'm doing it now. I'm visualizing my health. I'm visualizing what I'm going to get. I'm visualizing what I want. Okay? You can compute it. You can always do that. Guys, that's what the Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama's been around for a long time. He sits around and meditates all the time. He said in order to carry a positive action, we must develop a positive vision. Okay? Take that for what you want, guys. That's the beer show. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Take that and really think about it. Thank you so much for stopping by wherever you're at in the world. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the love each and every time on the show. I'm Travel Man Dan. Remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. Bye, guys.